Ladies and gentlemen, could you please rise for the entrance of the University of Saskatchewan 2018 Spring Convocation graduates?
Would the graduands please turn and face the platform? Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spring Convocation 2018. Would you please join our vocalist, Angela Yurichinin, in the singing of O Canada?
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Once again, welcome to the graduands, to our distinguished guests, family and friends, and to those who are watching on the live streaming service. My name is Beth Bilson, and I'm the University Secretary. I now have the honor of introducing you to the members of the platform party, who you see before you. So beginning in the front row, on your right, Russ Eisinger, University Registrar, Patty McDougall, Vice Provost Teaching, Learning and Student Experience, Karen Chad, Vice President Research, Terry Downey, President, St. Thomas More College, Henry Gardepy, Traditional Knowledge Keeper, Tony Vanelli, Provost and Vice President Academic, President Peter Stoichev, Chancellor Roy Romano, Leonard Edwards, the recipient of an honorary degree at this morning's ceremony, Michael Atkinson, Professor Johnson Shoyama Graduate School of Public Policy, who is presenting the honorary degree, Arul Kumaran, Dean, St. Thomas More College, Peta Bonham-Smith, Dean, College of Arts and Science, Stephen Jones, Executive Director, School of Public Health. In the second row, our orators, Ken Howland, Lynn Bertucci, Daryl Gunther. From our University Senate, Victoria Neufeld, Monica Kruger, Ryan Fife. Coden Nickbacht, President of the University of Saskatchewan Student Union. Jesus Corona Gomez, Graduate Student Association Vice President, Finance and Operations. Dirk de Boer, Vice Dean Indigenous, College of Arts and Science. Tim Jardine, recipient of the New Researcher Award. Carl Gutwin, recipient of the Distinguished Researcher Award. Joe Garcia, recipient of the Master Teacher Award. Tammy March, Associate Dean, St. Thomas More College. Lauren Elias, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Science. Ryan Walker, Associate Dean, College of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies. Ingrid Pickering, Vice Dean, College of Arts and Science. Doug Surtees, Associate Dean, College of Law. Gordon Debrezet, Vice Dean, College of Arts and Science. And behind them, and I would ask them to stand, members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan. Would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administration, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work they have done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates. We acknowledge the traditional territory of Treaty 6 and the homeland of the Métis on which we have gathered. We pay our respects to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. Please stand as you are able for the honor song. Please be seated.
Good morning, everyone. It's a wonderful occasion this morning. So many graduates here. We're delighted to see all of you. So many parents and supporters here. It's a fantastic opportunity. We do not always dress like this when we're at work. Occasionally when we're at home. To great consternation among the dogs in the neighborhood, I do when I go out to get the mail. But otherwise, this is for you guys. Eminent Chancellor, graduates and families, honored guests, I thank the many people who are here today to be part of this moment in the University of Saskatchewan's history. There are several I want to particularly acknowledge. Our knowledge keeper, Henry Gardepy, the Buffalo Boys drum group who played that spectacular honors song. They do that at the beginning of every one of our 8 ceremonies this year. Our honorary degree recipient, Len Edwards, St. Thomas More President Terrence Downey, who's retiring after many decades of superb service in Canada. The orchestra playing for us today, you'll hear from them again later. I also want to acknowledge the many faculty on the stage who are the core of the university. They have been leaders and mentors for so many of you who will graduate today. We're here to celebrate a milestone in the lives of the graduates who soon will cross this stage. We're proud of them. They're proud of what they've done. Life is richer when we collectively acknowledge success and hard work and rites of passage such as this one today. We're also here because this university has brought us together. A university is a wonderful thing, a great experiment in the ongoing conversation that we call democracy. Universities are crucial participants in that conversation. We are so fortunate to live in Canada and to have the freedoms that we have. Given the world we're now in, where it's difficult to separate out what's true and what's not true, where our future depends on knowledge and the good use of it, where research holds the key to our greatest challenges, where free speech and informed speech are critical to our humanity, universities are needed more than they have ever been, and the University of Saskatchewan is needed more than it has ever been. What all of you crossing this stage today, strengthened with a university degree, go on to do in your lives will matter immensely to our collective future. You did all the work, you went to all the classes for the most part, you did write the essays and assignments and exams, and you earned the right to be here in this moment today. But you and I know that many others helped. So take the time to thank your spouses and partners, parents and grandparents, friends, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, communities, elementary school teachers, high school teachers, the professors you appreciated, or your classmates who helped you out, because you don't achieve something this big without a lot of help along the way. Many graduands across this country are sitting in seats like you are, in auditoriums like this one right now, getting their university degrees. But I want to tell you that there is something special about a University of Saskatchewan degree. And it's because at this university we govern ourselves not only on the basis of what we want to be, but what the world needs us to be. The world needs cures for cancer, and we are the home of the cobalt-60 radiation therapy that revolutionized cancer therapy in 1951 and saved the lives of millions of cancer patients around the world. The small Acme Machine and Electric Company just around the corner from here on Idlewild built the casing. U of S medical researchers built the concept. Many thousands of patients were treated here over 20 years until it was replaced with newer technology in 1971. Sylvia Fedorik, who later became Saskatchewan's Lieutenant Governor and after that our Chancellor, was a graduate student member of the project's team, and she graduated from the College of Arts and Science. Significant cancer research continues at the U of S, building on that world-famous history. The world needs thoughtful, educated, and humane leaders, and some of the country's most formative holders of high office got their degrees here. Among them are Prime Minister John Diefenbaker, Governor General Ray Natishan, premiers such as Scott Moe, and our Chancellor Roy Romanow. 9 Canadian premiers have now been students at the U of S, many of them with arts and science degrees. Many lieutenant governors of Saskatchewan, including Tom Malloy, the former U of S Chancellor, and of other provinces, including Ontario's current Lieutenant Governor Elizabeth Doddswell. Many Canadian ambassadors to countries around the world, including honorary degree recipient today Len Edwards, an arts and science alumnus. Dozens of high-ranking public servants in Ottawa, such as Gordon Thiessen, former Governor of the Bank of Canada, an arts and science alumnus. Aboriginal leaders like our previous Chancellor Blaine Fable, former chief of the FSIN. The world needs groundbreaking researchers who change how we understand the world we live in, and people who went on to win Nobel Prizes were here. One was chemistry graduate student and arts and science alumnus Henry Tobey, who received it in 1983. Another Nobel laureate from the U of S was Gerhard Herzberg, who was offered a position in physics in the College of Arts and Science in 1935 by our first president, Walter Murray, to escape Nazi Germany when no other university on this continent had the vision or the humanity to offer him one. Herzberg won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1971. The world needs great writers, and writers such as Sharon Butala, who wrote Perfection of the Morning, and 3-time Governor General Awards winner Guy Vanderhaeg, an arts and science alumnus, were here. Arts and Science professor Hilda Neatby, who wrote the controversial book on Canadian education, So Little for the Mind. Gail Bowen, author of 23 novels and plays, and just awarded the Saskatchewan Order of Merit. William Deverell, one of Canada's best ever crime novelists, and an Arts and Science alumnus. David Carpenter, an honorary degree recipient this week, and an Arts and Science faculty member. The world needs open-minded, courageous, and compassionate members of the justice sector, and we have graduated many. Supreme Court Justice Emmett Hall was a student here, a law school classmate of John Diefenbaker's, and Diefenbaker later became our chancellor. Justice Hall's report for the 1964 Royal Commission on National Healthcare Services recommended that Canada adopt Saskatchewan's public health insurance model. In it, he wrote that the only thing more expensive than good health care is no health care. Emmett Hall later became Chancellor of the U of S. Roy Romano, another law school alumnus and now our Chancellor, authored in 2002 the only other Royal Commission on the Future of Healthcare in Canada. These aren't only examples of justice in action, they're examples of social justice in action. All of these people got their degrees in the College of Arts and Science. The world needs great athletes and coaches. And Olympian Sandra Schmerler, Coach Lyle Sanderson, track athlete Diane Jones-Konahowski, NHL coaches Mike Babcock and Dave King were at the University of Saskatchewan. In fact, recently 4 of the NHL's head coaches were student athletes here with Huskies hockey. And we think again of the athletes and leaders and those supporting them who lost their lives in the Humboldt Broncos tragedy, some of whom were U of S students, and who put in perspective for us what a privilege it is to be here today, celebrating the beautiful futures of our young people. The world needs peace, sometimes hard fought. And in this, the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War, I am also reminded of the 345 U of S students, faculty, and staff who enlisted in it. 69 sacrificed themselves in the line of duty. They are commemorated on the university's memorial gates on College Drive. More than 100 more were wounded, and 35 were awarded Medals of Valor. The university gave so many brave soldiers to the cause that the College of Engineering closed its doors for the 1916-17 academic year when the faculty, staff, and students enlisted en masse. More U of S soldiers were killed in the war than graduated from here in 1918. Exactly 100 years ago from this convocation we are celebrating together today. These are examples of what I mean when I say that we're the university the world needs. Now in our second century, enjoying a time of peace here, secured by those who went before us and by the accomplishments of our alumni and faculty, we are seen as a research leader in the country with Canada's only synchrotron, where we've pioneered how to produce medical isotopes without using a nuclear reactor. There is a huge national and international demand for these isotopes due to the closure of Chalk River just a few weeks ago. And our cyclotron is now providing medical isotopes to Royal University Hospital, a fitting homage to that cobalt-60 work done here over half a century ago. The world needs to provide food to its rapidly growing population. In order to meet the world's food needs, agricultural productivity needs to almost double. Our Global Institute for Food Security is helping do just that. The world needs to understand the reasons for droughts and floods, to safeguard our communities against tragedies such as the recent ones in Calgary, Houston, New Brunswick, BC, and here in Saskatchewan. Our Global Institute for Water Security, the largest university-led research center in water security in the world, is doing just that. These two institutes are also examples of how we bring together different parts of the university to work on global problems. With 17 colleges and graduate schools, we have more than any other Canadian university of our size. This is a crucial feature of who we are, because although we do not know what the solutions are to the major challenges facing us today, we do know this, that none of them will be solved by a single discipline or a single person, but by many people from many disciplines working together. We are poised to do just that with faculty like the ones on the stage before you, who are at the cutting edge of research, scholarly, and artistic work. All of these things matter. They demonstrate why we're one of the top 15 research-intensive universities in the country, and why the U of S leads all Canada's 96 universities when it comes to the per capita economic impact on the surrounding region. They demonstrate how we help make our province, Canada, and the world a better place. Saskatoon, too. Great cities need and deserve great universities. A strong relationship between the two is crucial, and we're fortunate to have one with the City of Saskatoon, a formal partnership that is the first of its kind in Canada between a major university and the city that it's in. I say all of this to emphasize that the U of S degree you've worked hard to receive today has tremendous value. Many employers tell me that when they see an application from a U of S grad, it gets special attention because the quality of the university is so high and because of its graduates' work ethic that's part of our prairie roots. And also because you haven't just learned one particular area of study, you've learned how to transfer what you've learned in one discipline to what is needed in another. You've learned excellence, and excellence is a transferable skill. Why does that matter? Because we will all need to be able to solve problems we can't even imagine today. Saskatchewan's future will depend on it. The world's future will depend on it. 44% of the available jobs in this province require the skills and knowledge that a university education provides, but only 25% of Saskatchewan's workforce has a university education. This underscores the critical importance of investing in higher education and the fact that we are a crucial part of the province's future success. The U of S is a leader in helping Saskatchewan stay ahead of the innovation curve. Without our kind of research and teaching, there is no innovation. And without innovation, we all have a diminished future. So now, more than ever before, we all need people with an arts and science degree like yours, from a university like ours, to help build a more sustainable world, a more equitable world, a world with the courage to embrace diversity. And I and my colleagues am proud that we now have students from 109 countries attending the U of S. And many of those countries are represented by graduates here today. The world also needs us to be a country that responds to the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, because as its chair, Senator Murray Sinclair, stated at the U of S 2 years ago, education is the key to reconciliation. I am grateful that the U of S is seen in this country as a participant, not a bystander, in building reconciliation. And this year we have more Indigenous students in our university than ever before in our history. In 1915, Annie Mackay became the first Indigenous student to graduate from here, and she went on to work at the university for 44 more years. At this week's ceremonies, almost 400 Indigenous students will graduate. This year, more than 3,100 Indigenous students are enrolled at the U of S, up 28% over the last 5 years. We are at a time when the country faces the greatest cultural challenge and opportunity of its history. Being the university the world needs today means committing to reconciliation, to reconciliation, not to supplant traditional Western understanding, but to enrich it, acknowledge thousands of years of deep learning that occurred here long prior to it, and give all students a more informed and ultimately more compassionate understanding of the world, knowing that the measure of a civilization is its compassion, not its ability to consume. Achieving this will take a strategic mixture of patience and impatience, and it will take time. But as Walter Murray wrote to a friend in 1908, when traveling here to begin his work as our first president, we are building for centuries. So in the end, what's all this that you're achieving today about? Only you can answer that for yourself. But part of it is about being able to contribute to your community, this province, this country, the world, to be a person the world needs in your own right. For me, it's always been about a passion for the idea of a university, a radical experiment in human culture, a place where we learn to be humble servants of a democratic society and respectful critics of it, where we can be building for centuries. For the Annie Mackays, Roy Romanows, John Diefenbakers, Gerhard Hertzbergs, Hilda Neatbys, Sharon Butellas, Emmett Halls, Sylvia Fedoricks, and Len Edwards of the world, it was about something else. None of them, while at university, knew exactly where they were headed, but they knew to listen for a passion to follow, and that in itself became an endless journey. For you, it will be something else. Doesn't matter exactly what it is, but be passionate and compassionate about it and use it for good. Congratulations to today's graduands. Let the show begin.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, graduands, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. This morning's recipient of an honorary degree from the University of Saskatchewan is Leonard J. Edwards, a son of the province, a proud arts and science graduate of this university, and an enormously accomplished public servant. Your program details Mr. Edwards' career from his origins in Melfort, Saskatchewan, through his time at the U of S, and on to his career as a senior public servant in the Canadian government. In between what may seem like a series of unbroken triumphs, like any public servant, Len Edwards has had to deal with a multitude of pressures, a wide range of challenges, and situations that require every ounce of his impressive talent for diplomacy. As a member of Canada's Foreign Service, Len Edwards accepted assignments that took him all over the world. He fashioned trade agreements, managed relations with foreign governments, some of them a bit difficult to deal with. He represented our country as ambassador to Korea and then Japan, developing along the way an enviable reputation as a specialist in East Asian relations. The government of Japan recognized his contributions by making him part of the Order of the Rising Sun. And in Canada, he has been an active member of the Asia-Pacific Foundation. Not everyone can step back from decades of international engagement to flourish in the pressure cooker of Ottawa, but Len capped off his exceptional diplomatic career by doing just that. He used all of the knowledge and skill he acquired as a diplomat to lead 3 government departments: International Trade, Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, and finally Foreign Affairs. In doing so, he earned the respect and the trust of his deputy minister colleagues and of the Prime Minister, who trusted him with managing the tricky task of organizing international summits and making sure that Canada shone in forceful company. Len Edwards is one of an impressive contingent of Saskatchewan public servants and U of S grads who have led public policy developments in Ottawa and left their mark on Canada as a whole. And he has never forgotten his Saskatchewan roots. Len has served on our board of Vaccines and Infectious Disease Organization and has visited the Johnson Shriyama Graduate School of Public Policy on several occasions, providing insights on global issues, most recently on Canada's relations with Indonesia. He keeps us connected, and we are delighted to be connected to him. With today's honorary degree, we say thank you to Len Edwards and his family, many of whom are joining him here today. Thank you for allowing us to honor your accomplishments, and thank you for your ongoing contributions to the University of Saskatchewan. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Leonard J. Edwards and ask that you confer on him the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Let me confer it on you. I'm not rethinking it. I want to confer it. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of the province, and with the consent of the Senate of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Chancellor Romano, President Stoichev, and of course, Professor Atkinson, thank you for your very, very kind words. I cannot thank you enough for this tremendous honor. I'm proud and indeed humbled that you have chosen to include me among the extraordinary group of women and men who have received honorary degrees from this distinguished university, which I so happily attended 50 years ago, and happily attended as a member of the College of Arts and Science. And my hearty congratulations go out to all of you celebrating at this spring convocation. Your degrees, diplomas, and recognitions are the result of so much hard work, study, and dedication. I wish you well as you take up your next steps in life. While some of you will no doubt continue with further studies, many of you, I expect, will be moving outside an educational setting for the first time. It's one of life's great transitional moments. Let me tell you a little story. When I arrived in Ottawa in the fall of 1969, so long ago, my first meeting with the head of personnel at the then Department of External Affairs could not have been clearer. What you have achieved so far, he said, has brought you here. Your future success will depend only on what you do from this day on. This splash of cold water was a hard but necessary reminder of the transition to post-educational life. You're starting again from scratch. Good luck. But before you get too far into imagining this future that lies ahead, I agree strongly with President Stoichev that you should use today to think about and thank those who have inspired and challenged you along the way. My dad, Noel Edwards, came to Saskatchewan with his parents and brothers in the mid-1920s and settled near Melfort. Although my dad loved the land and would have been overjoyed had I stayed on the family farm, he made it clear that he wanted my sister Rilla, who I'm delighted is here today, and I to have other choices in life that a university education would give us. Our mother, Kathleen Ferguson, was a descendant of poor Highland Scots from the Isle of Islay. Her parents came west from Ontario just as Saskatchewan became a province, and they homesteaded near Chamberlain and later at Fusilier. My mom had a love for learning, an absolute passion for social justice and democracy, Chancellor Romano, and an ambition for her children that was frankly scary at times. And although she passionately loved Saskatchewan, she challenged us to think beyond our local circumstances and to engage our minds on social, political, and international issues. So it was probably no surprise then that when it came time for me to look ahead, as you are doing today, I was predisposed to consider a public service career, perhaps even in international affairs. And so it came to pass. Here at the University of Saskatchewan, my professors and mentors included the extraordinary historians Hilda Neatby and Roger Graham, and the eminent political scientist Norman Ward. The thoughtful Mary Hallett was my MA thesis advisor. Professor John Warnock gave me a healthy skepticism for establishment views on foreign policy, particularly as regards America's conduct of the Vietnam War, which was raging at the time. Who would have guessed that 2 years after graduation, I would be sitting in Hanoi as Canada's civilian representative in the closing days of American war in Indochina. Now, while there, I'll tell you another story. I received a letter from the former Prime Minister Trudeau, the elder, his foreign policy advisor, whose name was Ivan Head, thanking me for my refreshing viewpoints from Hanoi, which were not entirely consistent with the conventional thinking in the Department of External Affairs, for which I worked. So I thank you and the University of Saskatchewan for teaching me to be a little unconventional in my approach and to always question the conventional truth. Outside the classroom, I cherished my time in the Greystone Singers. Professors Robert Solom and Dwayne Nelson gave me a lifelong love for choral music. Indeed, without them, I may never have joined the Ottawa Choir, where I met my wonderful wife, Margaret, who's been my life companion and justifiably is here to share in this honor with me. I'm so pleased that Dr. Solom and Professor Nelson's Dr. Randy Nelson are also here today. By the way, the Greystone Singers were well known around campus as having the best parties. I hope that's still the case. Unfortunately, I've never been able to replicate the punch recipe that came out of the chemistry labs of the Thorvaldsen Building. So, look, these are the kinds of special memories, experiences, and unexpected coincidences that will follow you through your lives. Looking back all these years, I'm always surprised by the complex mix of family influences, education from this great institution, and of course, just plain serendipity that shapes our lives. In those respects, I have been both blessed and an often lucky man. Now, for those of you from Saskatchewan, I'm sure these reminiscences will sound familiar. I don't think the 50 years of passage of time has changed all that much about what it means being from a family in Saskatchewan and the contributions that that makes to who you are as a person. By the way, I am so impressed by the strong presence of Indigenous Canadians among you today. This university's priority to Indigenous learning is outstanding. And finally, as an internationalist, I have to say I'm awfully happy to see how many of you come from abroad to study in this special university and possibly find in Canada here a home, if not here, then elsewhere, and to make us more diverse and international in outlook. Now, as you move beyond today to tackle these futures I talked about, let me leave you with another message, one that is admittedly built on my own experience and preoccupations. The world that you will live in and work in over the coming decades will be much different and more challenging, I believe, than the one that existed when I set out on the 3-day drive to Ottawa in September 1969 to join the Foreign Service. In those days, there was a bipolar world dominated by the United States and the Soviet Union. While the nuclear confrontation hung like a dark cloud over the world, there was a kind of stability in the standoff. Western economies were entering a third decade of strong growth. The colonial system had collapsed, and new states in Africa and in Asia held out hopes for political freedom and economic development. Canada, as I went to join the Department of External Affairs, was a middle-ranked power. We rode high in international esteem. We were a leader in working to build safer, more peaceful world, resolving disputes, speaking out for developing countries. Since 1991, the world has changed dramatically. On the positive side, the East-West confrontation is history. Many developing countries are now among the most dynamic emerging economies, sharing power with the formerly dominant Group of Seven. Asia is in the ascendance. Millions have emerged from poverty, particularly in China. On the other hand, today's world is less stable and more fragmented. Terrorism is rampant. China's phenomenal economic rise has opened a strategic contest with the United States for global supremacy, of which the outcome is frankly uncertain. More broadly, what we have called the liberal international order and its open, rules-based, representative system of institutions and international governance, such as the IMF, the World Bank, the World Trade Organization, and indeed the functioning of the United Nations itself, which were built by the Allied democracies, including Canada, after the Second World War, are under serious threat from states that prefer a more power-driven, mercantilist world. Most ominously, autocracy is on the rise, including in the political behaviors within democracies themselves. Now, while I'm sounding an alarm and trying to make your day a little more less happy, I'm not suggesting on this important day in your lives you should drop all your plans and set out to tackle these problems. I am urging you, though, not to be just bystanders to what is occurring elsewhere on the globe. So whether you make your futures in Saskatoon or Saskatchewan or elsewhere in Canada, return to your homelands or work internationally, as more people will and indeed must do, the world, to use a recently minted cliche, needs more of Canada. And I would also add that it needs more of Saskatchewan. Canada still can, as a democracy, provide the leadership the world needs. The makeup of leadership is the same: creative thinking, flexibility, an ability to understand others, a desire to serve, courage, and determination. These are the things that people from Saskatchewan have always had in spades, underpinned by the values and ethics instilled in us by our families and by growing up in this province or coming here for an education. I obviously hope that some of you will pursue your own international careers and bring your background and talents directly to bear on some of the issues I mentioned. It's extremely important. But even if you don't, you can still contribute from Saskatchewan through your chosen careers by taking an interest in these great matters of peace, security, economic prosperity for all, and the future of our democracies and the liberal international system of governance. And for those of you who came to this university from abroad, your contributions to your countries will always have something of Saskatchewan behind them. Saskatchewan will continue to provide Canada with some of the best professionals, scientists, artists, business people, political leaders, public service, and internationalists on offer anywhere in this country. And a lot of that will have to do with this great university. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you every success. And once again, I thank this university for this great honor. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate and Board, I present to you the petition of the Council of this university that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the bylaws, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of the council of this university, I consent to admit you to the degrees, diplomas, and certificates to which you are entitled, and to vest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
If I could have the attention of the graduands for a moment. I'm only going to say this once. I'm just going to tell you a bit about what you're supposed to do next, which is to make your way to the platform on this side. As you come forward on the platform toward that podium, you should turn and face the audience and smile for the camera. While you are hooded, a hood will be put around your shoulders. Once that happens, you can proceed to the podium, hand the orator your card, and your name will be announced. Once that is complete, you can proceed to shake the hand of the Chancellor, and that's a very significant moment because he will be admitting you to the convocation of the university. Once you have shaken the hand of the Chancellor, you can proceed across the stage to this side, where you'll be greeted by the President and the Dean of the, or the Associate Dean of the college, who will present the parchment to you, and then you can proceed down the stairs and return to your seat. So if I could ask the first row of graduands to rise and proceed toward the stage.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the certificate in Aboriginal Theatre. I present to you Lorne Maxwell Duquette. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts 3-year. I present to you Janelle Ann Anderson. Brittany Shannon Arsenault. Rianne Christine Chalmers. Jessica Whitney Chauvin. Angela Claire Faustina Couture, with great distinction. Tiberius William Dobney. Madison Friesen. Kevin Gonzalez. Miles Tyler Greer, with great distinction. Rand Jasmine Hantouche. Marie Ella Kales, with distinction. Lucia Dawn Carlash, with distinction. Courtney Dawn Kipling. Rory Kenneth Joseph Lynch, with great distinction. Brittany Rebecca Ivy McGonigal, with distinction. Kaylin Marie McCarty. Bridget Barbara Morrison, with great distinction. Rosie Alice Sally Natahau. Paula Jane Noon. Samantha Avril O'Connell. Danae Cynthia Eleonora Pellerin, with great distinction. Serena Lauren Reimer. Shelley Diane Sadova. Christopher Donald Smith, with distinction. Toby Don Smith. Darnell Tailfeathers. Alexander Charles Unruh, with distinction. Quentin John Weenie. Thank you. Gayleen Paula Wetzel. Brielle Leanne Zolinsky. Adeyemi Paul Adegoki. Jorge Alexander Alas, with distinction. Craig Nova Albert, with great distinction. got here. Skylar Arsenault, with distinction. Dana Lynn Baranowski, with distinction. Andrew Victor Bellamy, with great distinction. Janelle Charisse Blackstar. Reagan Blosky. John Keaton Brown. Rayanne Marie Buller. Ashley Megan Berghall, with great distinction. Julissa Gabriela Campos Espinoza. Wyatt Alexander Carlton. James Michael Chapak. China Chowdhury, with distinction. Michael Andrew Crabb. Shirley Kuchkuri, with great distinction. Taylor Susan Rochelle Dane. Jessica Lacey Driver. Benjamin Aaron Dunning, with distinction. Haley Rebecca Eckel, with great distinction. Desiree Lynn Elchuk. Shanice Amanda Fletcher Hildebrand, with great distinction. Stuart Foster Gammer, with great distinction. Lane Kathleen Garner, with great distinction. Kyla Brooke Crawford Hambley. Emily Hinatsu. Monica Mary Holman. Ashley Caitlin Holmes. Abby Rebecca Holtzlander, with great distinction. Hannah Rose Jodry, with great distinction. Stacy Lynn Kemp. Ramshaw Kiran. Erica Kovach. with great distinction. Shelley Ji-Ching Lai. Crystal Wing-Tung Lau with distinction. Cheyenne Ebony Lawrence. Cody J. Linton with distinction. Candice Vaughn Long John Constant. Lindsay Rose Mess with distinction. Sheena Mary Mesa. Catherine Janice Many Gray Horses. Jeremy John Morin. Jordan Mulligan with great distinction. Braden Mark Nowakowski. Matthew William Parker. Jean Daniel Pellerin. Michael Powles. George Michael Woodrow Pound. Jessica Kwan, with great distinction. Arnab Rahman. Joanne Valerie Redekop, with distinction. Katrin Helena Ritchie, with great distinction. Brittany Page Rude, with great distinction. Arib Ahmad Salim, with great distinction. Emily Page Schrader. Anna Grace Semino. Lindsay Ann Sparrow. Brogan Grace Spence, with distinction. Jessamine Suba. Cheyenne Linda Surtees, with great distinction. Benjamin Martin Sutherland. Tony J.J. Thomas. Yihan Tung. Laura Victoria Underwood, with great distinction. Caitlin Marie Wall. Danielle Renee Waterfield, with distinction. Grant Wenzel. Chelsea Amanda Wilderman, with distinction. Caitlin Loquan Wong. Delaney Lauren Wright. Ming Wu, with distinction. Oh, Rose. Just Rose. Rose Wu. Davis Timothy Patrick Uzdebski. Zachary August Zaba. Emily Jessica Zedunik, with great distinction.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors. I present to you Michaela Gale Adam, with high honors. Brett Kala Anderson, with high honors. Lorna Teresa Beach, with high honors. Courtney Joanne Bowman, with high honors. Reed Timothy Broughton, with high honors. Corianne Christine Bracewell, with high honors. Megan Lise Bro, with high honors. Lynette Elizabeth Kane, with high honors. Larissa Jeanette Clark. Michaela Noel Code, with high honors. Chantal Deanna Marie Crevier, with high honors. Emily Darcia Dissot. Catherine Ann Drever, with high honors. Megan Elizabeth Flath, with high honors. Alexandra Marie Forand, with high honors. Zoe Claude Fortier, with high honors. Eden Friesen, with high honors. Lizette Gerber, with high honors. Caitlin Gibson, with high honors. Paul Kevin Hansen, with high honors. Rochelle Nicole Harder, with high honors. Aaron Robert Hurtis, with high honors. Leanne Rose Haluka, with high honors. Carmen Marlis Holmes. Aaron Lee Isaac, with high honors. Brett Danielle Wilton Christoph, with high honors. Gabriel Francois Essos Lamarche, with high honors. Michael Kenneth Lewis. Ryan Lipsky. Jamie Marie Meyer, with high honors. Emily Ann Mooney with high honors. Brianna Ray Morell with high honors. Huang Nguyen Nguyen. Alicia Rose Orr with high honors. Kayla Marie Pentelook with high honors. Jesse Francis Ponath with high honors. Jasmine Redford with high honors. Sarah Raisler. Kaylee Elizabeth Ann Selsky with high honors. Isaac Sowa with high honors. Mandy Stancy Stone. Brittany Lee Thiessen with high honors. Heather Mary Torvey with high honors. Katie Leanne Vick with high honors. Andrew James Weeb. Nicholas Wingerock. Kevin Ray Winterholt with high honors. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College, the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 3-year. I present to you Yao Jian, Gunpreet Kaur, Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 4-year. I present to you Samia Ahmed, Brandon Charles Bashinsky, Cody Wilson Barragir, Drew Parker Blakely, Brina Rochelle Chamney. Nan Dai. Jason Michael Denis. Brendan Keith Desjardins. Blake Ferris. Wei Chung Fung. Anya Catherine Gilia, with distinction. Atikan Gwendolyn Heen. Ji Hua. Kishan Huang, with great distinction. Ziming Huang. Bryden Gwyn Houghton, with great distinction. Hallie Sari Grace Jackson, with distinction. Kevin Alexander Kohler. Mitchell Dylan Kovacs. Russell John Lambourne. Colby Joseph Lemieux. Jeremy Weishen Liao. Haotian Ma. Lavi Wien, with great distinction. Elise Opseth. Naden Partyburn. Derek Mitchell Perrin. Trent Taryn Piarlal. Nathan Raymond Rainier, with great distinction. Wesley James Montgomery Ridgway, with great distinction. Jennifer Lynn Rospad, with great distinction. Michael Alexander Raffel, with great distinction. Alexander James Russell. Evan Earl Salter, with great distinction. Haram Sawanth. Jordan Michael Sherrick. Graham Andrew Soley. Yu Sun, with distinction. Shelby Christine Thompson, with great distinction. Willie Stefan van Heerde. Joey Shia. Zelin Young. Shuo Yuan. Xin Yue Zhen. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors. I present to you Peggy Opal Anderson, Landon Jean Balkwell, with high honors. Janelle Ruth Burscheid, with high honors. Samuel Ragay Bochter. Jensen Elizabeth Cherwick, with high honors. Tess Elizabeth Engel. Brianne Nicole Fisher. Uliana Facillo. Regan Gallet, with high honors. Sydney Nicole Gengler, with high honors. Samuel John Peter Germain, with high honors. Sebastian Guerrero Galvan. Jeffrey Blair Clausen, with high honors. Hina Mahboob. Dylan McInnes. Lauren Marie Michaelman. Jenny Rose Panchuk with high honors. Justin Pifko with high honors. Aravind Ravichandran with high honors. Francois Roer Dupre with high honors. Eric Alfred Schick with high honors. Kyle Dion Schlosser. Christina Elizabeth Shakovsky. Ryan James Thiessen with high honors. Frankie Tu. Kathleen Marie Willie with high honors. Peter Andrew Yuen with high honors. Irie Zhang with high honors. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts Honors. I present to you Kyler Joseph Buchert with high honors. Kenton Blair Dupe with high honors. Samantha Lynn Fairweather with high honors. Laura Colleen Hagel with high honors. Sarah Blake Henry with high honors. Hillary Kirk. Kyle Kuchirka with high honors. Michael Douglas Lesmeister with high honors. Alex Marguerite with high honors. James Charles Anthony Thomas Mayo with high honors. Tegan May Obertus with high honors. Samra Kanwal Sheikh with high honors. Matthew Gordon Vuchar. Kyle Gerald Zervinski. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Music. I present to you Catherine Margaret Cole, with distinction. Kendra Danielle Harder, with great distinction.
Thank you. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Music Honors. I present to you Emmett Patrick Fertosky with high honors. Aurora Herman with high honors. Teese Patrick McKenzie with high honors. Nicole Tremblay with high honors. Alexandra Ann Wrigley. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the College of Arts and Science and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Arts. I present to you Nazanin Bayram Hagigi. Michelle Lore Bransma. Lindsay Marie Helfrich. Suzanne Isabel Dale Mason. Camia Tanisha McDonald. Cheryl Peters. Karina Nichelle Pulse. Mohammed Hossein Rezazadeh. Victoria Leigh Schramm. Jennifer Rokaya Sedgwick. David Edmund Somerville Seibel. Mohammed Kier Shobat. Alan Daniel Ward. Denali Youngwolf. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the College of Arts and Science and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Fine Arts. I present to you George Arthur Gingras. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the College of Arts and Science and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Krista Shea Blackier. William McIver Elcock. Emmanuel Kaku. Setu Chandra Kar. Thoni Shaka Kar. Siwa Ma. Winchell Wong. V. Fung. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars from the School of Public Health and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Master of Public Health. I present to you Cheryl Nadine Abel. Sarah Lua Aga Fronti. Temitope Abimbola Akintilebo. Sunil Bupat. Etinia Grace Buhire. Mary Ellen Isabella Gibson. Manpreet Kaur. Rebecca Lynn Kennedy. Faitan Abdul Javeed Khan. Claudia Avis Madam Page. James Niall Nugent. Warimo Jaroge. Oh, Margaret Warimo Jaroge. Marie Alicia Roberts. Khadija Samoilov. Telena Mardell Sewers. Sana Sheriff. Sartaj Zabir Udin. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Naima Abdallah Ashleek. Bassi Bassi. Kaylee Shakti Brazier Tompkins. Tui Mi Cow. My mistake. Fan Tui Mi Cow. Patrick Adam Chasse. Larissa Cornelius. Amanda Beth Fair. Lindsay Victoria Goodwin. Larry Kurt Kruger. Rahwa Osman. Haiwa Salimi. Hui Kwang To. Matthew Ryan Todd. Inamphone Abner Udo Ituk. Please join me in congratulating these graduates on their certificates and degrees.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant the degrees, diplomas, and certificates in absentia to those students who have met the requirements to graduate but were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize these degrees, diplomas, and certificates to be granted.
The Copland Prize in Humanities is donated by Mrs. Copland in memory of her husband, the late Thomas Copland, and is awarded annually at Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate in the humanities. This year's recipient of the Copland Prize in Humanities is Lisette Gerber, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Arts honors degree with high honors in English. Lisette transferred to the University of Saskatchewan from Lloydminster's Lakeland College, receiving a University of Saskatchewan transfer scholarship in recognition of her academic promise. Her academic proficiency has been further recognized with her receipt of 2 University of Saskatchewan undergraduate scholarships and the university's Tom and Agnes McInnes-Colmer Award. Further testament to her academic excellence is evidenced in her receipt of several Department of English awards, including the Frederick John and Richard E. Rashley Award for both 2016 and 2017, and the Reginald J. G. Bateman Memorial Scholarship. Lisette's scholarship has been praised by professors in the Department of English. For example, she is described as writing sophisticated, insightful essays that are striking in their ability to balance textual analysis with historical context. She can make genuinely original contributions. Lisette has embraced both academic employment and volunteer opportunities during her time at the University of Saskatchewan. This has included serving as a research assistant, transcribing audio interviews with writers and artists, volunteering as a writing tutor to assist fellow students with grammar, writing, and editing styles, and employment as a research coach in the university's first-year Research Experiences program. Most notably, Lisette held positions as Associate Editor, Humanities and Fine Arts, followed by her year-long appointment as Undergraduate Editor-in-Chief for the University of Saskatchewan Undergraduate Research Journal. In this capacity, Lisette worked to vet, edit, and publish the research of undergraduate students whose work crossed all disciplines from across campus. In fall 2018, that's this year, Lisette will begin her graduate studies in a master's program in English literature at the University of Saskatchewan, which she hopes to follow up with a PhD in literature studies. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present Lisette Gerber as this year's recipient of the Copland Prize in the Humanities. I just read. The Copland Prize in Social Sciences is donated in memory of the late Thomas Copland by Mrs. Copland and is awarded annually at each spring convocation to the most distinguished graduate in the social sciences. This year's recipient is Abby Rebecca Holzlander, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Arts 4-year degree with great distinction in psychology. you know where your mummy got out? Do you know where your mummy got out? Born and raised in Saskatoon, Abby came to the University of Saskatchewan from Evan Hardy Collegiate. Abby came to the University of Saskatchewan on a George and Marcia Ivany President's First and Best Scholarship, which she renewed for the next 3 years. An exceptional student, Abby's honors supervisor has noted he is most impressed with her curiosity and passion for precision. She embraces the unknown and seems quite comfortable exploring something new. Her academic achievements throughout her undergraduate program have been rewarded with the receipt of the Marion Evans Younger Scholarship twice and 2 University of Saskatchewan scholarships. Her awards culminated with a Natural Science and Engineering Research Council Undergraduate Student Research Award in 2017 and 2018. While employed as a research assistant in the university's neuropsychology research lab, Abby designed and conducted 2 independent neuropsychology research studies, gathered and scored data, completed data analysis for psychology department research projects, and administered neuropsychological tests. Amidst her academic and research endeavors, Abby has also made time for extracurricular activities through engagement in multiple University of Saskatchewan student organizations. Through her engagement with Hillel Saskatoon, Abby engaged Jewish and non-Jewish students in cultural and educational activities and entertainment. In addition, Abby served on the Arts and Science Students' Union First-Year Committee and was later elected as the Vice President, Academic Affairs. Recently, Abby's academic excellence was further recognized through her acceptance into the University of British Columbia's Peter A. Alwood School of Law, for which she has been awarded an entrance scholarship. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present Abby Rebecca Holzlander as the 2018 recipient of the Copland Prize in Social Sciences. The University of Saskatchewan Film Society Prize is awarded annually at Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate in a degree in the fine arts, which includes art and art history, music, and drama. This year's recipient is Teese Patrick Mackenzie, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Music honors with high honors in music education. Thank you. Musically, Teese is described as exceptionally versatile, demonstrating expertise across a diverse range of musical styles for trombone, including Western art music, jazz, popular, and folk genres. Within the Department of Music, Teese has led various departmental ensembles, including the Wind Orchestra and Jazz Ensemble, holding first chair in both, and that is a rare accomplishment. Strengths as a composer, researcher, and arranger round out his musical competencies. Teese has displayed his musical talents locally and nationally with the university's Greystone Singers, the Saskatoon Symphony Orchestra, the Canadian Wind Orchestra, and the National Youth Band of Canada. While with the Saskatoon Youth Orchestra, Teese was a founding member of the student executive. He was also the University of Saskatchewan student representative on the Saskatchewan Band Association. Teese's chosen employment also reflects his musical interests, as he has been a freelance music teacher since 2014 and a freelance trombone performer since 2015. Teese's skill as a musical performer is complemented by his demonstrated academic excellence. In a recent seminar course, Teese undertook a term project of complex scope and creativity that was deemed to have been complicated for a doctoral student, let alone an undergraduate. Teese presented a paper at the International Medieval Renaissance Music Festival in Maynooth, Ireland in 2016 and has been accepted to do so again this coming summer. He also composed music for the Strada New Music Festival in both 2017 and 2018. Teese's talents have been recognized with the Prince Edward Arts Scholarship from the Saskatchewan Arts Board, the U of S David Kaplan Memorial Scholarship, and the Dwayne Nelson Conducting Composition Scholarship, to name a few. Further, he has been named on the Dean's Honor List each year since 2015. In his spare time, believe it, he has some, Teese is an adventure cycling enthusiast. This pastime has carried over to summer employment at a local cycle shop where Teese encourages and supports other cycling enthusiasts. Over the coming year, Teese plans to engage in a personal research trip across Europe, which will be followed by master's study in music theory. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present Teese Patrick Mackenzie as this year's recipient of the University of Saskatchewan Film Society Prize. The Earl of Besborough Prize in Science was donated by the Right Honourable Earl of Besborough to commemorate the name of his father, the former Governor-General of Canada. It is awarded annually at Spring Convocation to the most distinguished graduate in the sciences. The Haslam Medal is named in honour of the late Dr. R.N.H. Haslam, former Professor of Physics, Dean of the College of Arts and Science, and Vice President Academic of the University of Saskatchewan. It is awarded annually at Spring Convocation to the most academically distinguished graduate receiving a 4-year or honours degree or certificate from the College of Arts and Science. This year's recipient of the Earl of Besborough Prize in Science and the Haslam Medal is Francois Rower-Dupre. Francois graduates today with a Bachelor of Science double honours degree with high honours in computer science and economics. In preparing today's speech, I can honestly say that the accomplishments Francois has exhibited during his time at the University of Saskatchewan are nothing short of remarkable. His intellectual aptitude across two disparate disciplines of computer science and economics, with a near-perfect record, is arguably unprecedented in the College of Arts and Science. Francois' professors note that he far exceeded expectations for an undergraduate student whose dedication and attention to detail was unlike any other student they had encountered. Over a series of 3 NSERC-funded university summer research assistantships, Francois began a collaboration with computer science professor Ian Stavness, where they are conducting research on the modeling and graphical rendering of human bodies. This collaboration has already led to 2 co-authored research papers and a co-authored peer-reviewed commentary article in the prestigious Behavioral and Brain Science Journal. With 2 more forthcoming papers in referee journals, the exceptional research potential Francois possesses is exceedingly clear. The receipt of numerous academic scholarships and awards across both of his chosen disciplines further highlights Francois' intellectual abilities. A small sampling of these include the Peter Dooley Memorial Award, 3-time recipient of the John and Shirley Smythe Scholarship, the J.P. Tremblay Award, the SED Systems Inc. Scholarship, and the Falk Award in Economics. In addition to his undeniable scholarly success, Francois is also an engaged student citizen, participating with various departmental outreach events. In his spare time, he engages as a youth study group peer mentor with the Saskatoon Open Door Society and is also a member of the University of Saskatchewan Ballroom Dance Club. In April 2018, Francois was awarded a prestigious Canada Graduate Scholarship through the Natural Science and Engineering Research Council of Canada. This scholarship will be taken up at the University of Toronto, where Francois intends to pursue a master's and then PhD program focused on artificial intelligence and its application in health settings, particularly diagnostic and quality of life applications for patients diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I cannot wait to see all that he achieves as he moves forward with his research career. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present Francois Roa-Dupre as this year's recipient of the Earl of Besborough Prize in Science and the Haslam Medal.
It's my honor to present the, Francois has 4 prizes today. This is the third. The Right Reverend Monsignor Miroslav Kolode Memorial Academic Prize. This is awarded annually to a graduating 3rd or 4th year St. Thomas More College student with the highest overall cumulative average. I too had a write-up, but everything has been said, and there's one more writer coming up. So, Eminent Chancellor, it is my privilege to present this award to Francois.
You're still here. Okay. Just before I begin, I want to just talk off script. I want to say some thank yous, 2 thank yous. I first want to express, as Provost and Vice President Academic, my personal congratulations and thank you to you, the graduates this year of 2018 from Arts and Science. It is not an easy road to get the degrees that you've all achieved, and I know the work it involves, to echo what the President has said. Those long night calls in the morning when you're looking for friends and support, but you got there and you got here. Congratulations to all of you. I also want to thank this great faculty that is behind me, that every day work consistently for the betterment of the students and this university, do it with pride and bring us pride having them here. Thank you very much to the faculty. And finally, as the students would attest to this, I want to thank the parents, the grandparents, the friends and family. All of this happens because you were there and continue to be there. Thank you very much on behalf of everyone here at the University of Saskatchewan. Now on to this. Eminent Chancellor, President Stoichev, it is my, thank you very much. It is my great pleasure to present the 2018 Governor General medals on behalf of Julie Payette, the Governor General of Canada. In 1873, the Governor General, Lord Dufferin, created these academic medals. And now for more than 145 years, the Governor General's academic medals have recognized the outstanding scholastic achievements of students in Canada. Bronze medals are awarded at the secondary school level. silver at the undergraduate level, that's what we'll be giving this right now, and the gold at the graduate level. Recipients are selected for their academic excellence and have the highest average in their high school or post-secondary institution. The University of Saskatchewan has the opportunity to award 2 gold medals and 2 silver medals annually. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our silver medal recipient, Francois Rower-Desprez. You don't get off easy, I'm going to talk about you. Graduating with a double honors in computer science and economics, Mr. Rower-Desprez is recognized as one of the top graduates in the Department of Computer Science's history. His capability is evident through his commendable academic standing, the 3 funded research assistant positions he has held at the University of Saskatchewan, and his 4 scholarly publications and 3 conference presentations. Mr. Rower-Desprez's initiative and talent has not gone unnoticed, unrecognized. With a total of 20 scholarships and awards received during his tenure at the University of Saskatchewan. The Dean just presented a couple of them a few minutes ago. These awards include the J.P. Tremblay Award for the highest GPA in second-year computer science and the Folk Award in economics for the best essay in an undergraduate economics course. An active member of the community, Mr. Rower-Desprez volunteers as a youth study group peer mentor at the Saskatoon Open Door Society and as a workshop assistant for Digitized Conference. Moving forward, he will be attending the University of Toronto to pursue his master's degree, focusing on researching the diagnostic and quality of life applications of artificial intelligence to Alzheimer's disease. Just talking off topic, University of Toronto, Francois is very lucky to have you, and I am sure you're going to solve this problem in the next 4 years. I'm betting on that. In the words of the head, Kevin Stanley, who's here with us today, the department head of the department, extraordinary talents like Francois are rare and precious things that must be recognized. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Francois Rower-Desprez to acknowledge his outstanding academic excellence and to present him with the Governor General's Silver Medal.
Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present the university's new Researcher Award to Tim Jardine, an assistant professor in the School of Environment and Sustainability. He is also a researcher with the university's Toxicology Center and the university's Global Institute for Water Security. For the past decade, the university has given this honor annually to an outstanding member of our research community in recognition of significant contributions to knowledge or artistic creativity. Those who qualify as a new researcher have received their PhD or last degree within the last 10 years. Professor Jardine, who joined the University of Saskatchewan in January 2012, has quickly established a highly innovative and novel research program in applied aquatic ecology and a deserving reputation as an international leader in this field. His groundbreaking research has changed the direction of aquatic science internationally, whether it's the Arctic or tropical areas of Australia. As a river scientist, Professor Jardine's research incorporates everything from hydrology to chemistry to ecotoxicology. His work has contributed immensely to our understanding of how toxic chemicals such as mercury move through aquatic systems and magnify as they move up the food chain of creatures that can eat or be eaten. That is to say, small creatures who ingest mercury are later eaten by larger predators such as fish, in whose bodies the chemical collects. People who eat the fish can eventually accumulate dangerous levels of mercury. Professor Jardine develops environmental research and monitoring programs for northern delta communities that rely on the river for drinking water and for food. Cumberland House provides a very good example of the impact his research can have. When regulators, suspecting high mercury in that area, imposed restrictions on the sale of fish from Cumberland House in 2013, Tim's research showed that mercury levels in the local fish were actually below the levels warned about. The fish were safe to eat. The restrictions were lifted, and the beneficial social and economic impacts of the community were immediate. Tim has secured considerable funding from Canada's leading research granting agencies. He has been awarded more than $5 million from the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council and the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council. He has had almost 70 articles published or accepted by refereed journals and has been cited more than 2,500 times. Certainly impressive for someone who has received his doctorate only 9 years ago. His most cited papers are regarded as foundational, offering global scientists a new perspective on aquatic systems. For instance, as a postdoctoral fellow at Griffin University in Australia, he studied fish and wildlife biology in floodplain rivers in that country's north that had no dams controlling their flow. His research provided key information on the beneficial impacts flooding had on biodiversity and on fish productivity. Australians' federal and state governments are now relying on Tim's research to determine the consequences before deciding whether to build a dam and how the dam will be operated. Tim's research will also inform countries in South America, Southeast Asia, and Africa as they seek to meet growing demands for electricity by building dams for hydroelectricity. While hydro is seen as green power, Tim's research identifies for decision makers the considerable consequences downstream from a dam. In 2016, Professor Jardine was awarded the highly competitive Water Security Excellence Award by the Global Institute for Water Security, certainly a testament to his dedication, his talent, and his hard work. As his colleague Marcus Hecker put it so well in a letter of recommendation for this award, Tim is an outstanding scholar, a researcher, educator, and team builder who has already accomplished more during the past 6 years of his career than others will be able to achieve in a lifetime. Please join me in congratulating Tim Jardine as I present him our university's new Researcher Award for 2018.
Good morning. My name is Patty McDougall, and I serve as the Vice Provost, Teaching, Learning, and Student Experience. Eminent Chancellor, it is my pleasure today to present a University of Saskatchewan Master Teacher Award to Dr. Joe Garcia, Professor in the Department of Political Studies, College of Arts and Science. Let me begin by telling you that I could hardly contain myself this morning. I have been waiting for many, many months to stand here and to present a Master Teacher Award to a colleague for whom I have such long-standing and deep admiration and fondness. A colleague that I know inspires everyone that comes near him, students, faculty, staff, everyone in front of me, everyone behind me, to work harder, to reach farther, and most importantly, to give more to the communities around us. He is a role model for each of us. If Professor Garcia looks familiar to you, if his name is familiar, this is to be expected, as he is called on frequently by local media, national media, to comment on electoral debates, election outcomes, and to provide explanations for proposed and existing policy changes. It is remarkable how he is so able to consistently provide information in a way that is accessible to the public. Indeed, he has a wonderful ability to share his expertise so that people are empowered to engage more fully in the governance systems that affect their lives. Professor Garcia believes, in his own words, that media interviews and analyses constitute a form of teaching beyond the classroom. They are a means of disseminating our research and our knowledge in ways that help the general public, as well as some key stakeholders, understand not only issues and options, but also to understand the value of our research and expertise. Our master teachers create a vibrant learning environment, and Professor Garcia's teaching philosophy is focused on the goals of enthuse, engage, enlighten, and enable. He has taught over 24 political studies courses at the undergraduate and graduate levels, contributing core foundational knowledge to the college's programming in political studies, regional and urban planning, international studies, public administration, and Aboriginal public administration. His courses are designed to engage students directly in the course material and to get them to think critically about how that material relates to ongoing political and policy debates. At the graduate level, Professor Garcia has supervised approximately 20 graduate students and served on many more graduate, master's, and dissertation committees. Our master teachers demonstrate positive teaching by being effective. As a teacher and mentor, Joe's commitment to creating a positive teaching environment has touched many lives and exemplifies our university's dedication to student learning, development, and success. And through his commitment to teaching excellence in educational leadership, Professor Garcia has directly and indirectly been involved in training our provinces and country's public administrators, political officials, corporate government officers, urban planners, as well as the next generation of academic instructors. Master teachers show a sustained commitment to their teaching practice and to continued improvement. And Professor Garcia has a range of intellectual interests, including migration and immigration, multi-level governance, indigenous urban reserves and governance, and his teaching continues to evolve to incorporate advances in research in contemporary current events. Throughout his academic career, he has undertaken significant research projects in each of those areas that have contributed to his ability to enhance the scope and depth of his teaching material and his lectures with valuable, insightful, and relevant examples. The same is true for his work on task forces, the Task Force on Municipal Reform, the Task Force on Métis Elections, to name a couple of examples. Through his research and community service engagements, Professor Garcia serves as a role model of lifelong learning for students and faculty. Finally, our master teachers are expected to provide leadership in teaching, and Professor Garcia has won numerous awards for his teaching as well as his outreach and public service. His educational leadership has contributed to the success of the university's commitment to internationalization. He was instrumental in negotiating and drafting the governance and operational principles for the International Studies program and worked extensively on the Global Studies Certificate. Professor Garcia's educational leadership has contributed to the college's and the university's commitment to interdisciplinary education. He performed significant leadership roles for many years in relation to the design, development, and coordination of the regional and urban planning program. In sum, Professor Joe Garcia is a superstar, and he is our superstar. I am grateful to Professor Lolene Berdahl and colleagues in the Department of Political Studies who put forward a compelling nomination for our wonderful colleague. Their words, their voices are in this tribute. I present to you our Spring 2018 Master Teacher, Professor Joe Garcia. I offer him my sincere thanks for simply being Joe and for all that he brings to the learning and discovery missions of the University of Saskatchewan.
Eminent Chancellor, as Vice President of Research for the University of Saskatchewan, it is indeed my great pleasure and truly an honor to present the University of Saskatchewan's Distinguished Researcher Award to Carl Gutwin, Professor in the Computer Science Department in the College of Arts and Science. He is also co-director of the Human-Computer Interaction Laboratory, a flagship research program of the University of Saskatchewan. Well, quite frankly, I stand in awe of my dear colleague and his contributions to society's knowledge, and I can't thank him enough on behalf of the University of Saskatchewan for his vast, vast leadership. From the cell phones that most of us have with us today, to the tablets, laptops, and computers we use in our homes and our workplaces, we know just how much computer technology has changed in the past 20 years. Over that time, Professor Gutwin has been at the forefront of this quickly evolving technology, researching and developing ways to make our computer interactions with others more intuitive and more natural. The results of his pioneering research are evident on interactive computer platforms that are familiar to many of us, such as Google Docs or the collaborative versions of Microsoft Office. Professor Gutwin is the world's foremost expert on the concept of group awareness and its importance when developing multi-user software. His research has provided significant breakthroughs in designing collaborative software, improving our communications. Using such things as sound cues and high-quality visual representations, Carl has developed tools that go beyond a cursor on a screen to convey who is working in the digital space on a group project, where they are working, and what they are doing. For instance, he has developed applications that enable users to point and gesture to items on a digital image instead of having to describe them, making communication more effective. Another application from Carl's work provides an interaction history of a digital object by leaving a glowing trail or highlighting an area, say a puzzle piece that someone has changed. Carl's work has certainly put Canadian human-computer interaction research on the world stage indeed. He has been instrumental in advancing computer science research and education. For a decade, Carl was a Canada Research Chair in Next Generation Groupware. He has built a world-class research group that is full of intellectual excitement and produces high-impact results. He has collaborated with two colleagues to develop an entirely new computer science program, a combined Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degree in Interactive Systems Design, which is only the second dual degree program we offer. Carl is also the computer science lead in the Plant Phenotyping and Imaging Research Center at the University of Saskatchewan's Global Food Security Institute. His team is building applications that will enable our scientists to collaborate with plant breeders and genomics researchers around the world in real time. For instance, University of Saskatchewan researchers collaborating with colleagues elsewhere on a map of the canola genome could all look at field images from a drone and discuss specific traits such as flowers or roots of that particular crop. Or a farmer from somewhere around the world could send a picture of a diseased leaf and have researchers offer solutions to the problem. His colleagues describe Carl as a great researcher, a great collaborator, and a great mentor with infectious enthusiasm. Two of our top young computer science faculty members say that the opportunity to work with Carl was their primary reason for pursuing careers at the University of Saskatchewan. Over the past 2 decades, Carl has supervised more than 80 highly qualified personnel, among them 33 graduate students he has supervised to degree completion. He has also supervised dozens and dozens of undergraduates. His collaborations with many local companies and partners have helped transfer technology and research innovations to industry and provided training opportunities for students. Professor Gutwin has also a partnership with the Saskatoon Public School Division, where he teaches coding skills to gifted learners in grades 5 through to 12. He has published more than 200 peer-reviewed articles, and his work has been cited more than 17,000 times, demonstrating his impact worldwide. The Association for Computer Machinery named Carl a distinguished scientist in 2015, and he also received the University of Saskatchewan Science Division's Distinguished Researcher Award in 2014. His research excellence, his outstanding mentorship, and tremendous contribution to the academic and industrial sectors make Carl Gutwin a most deserving and a most ideal person to receive the University of Saskatchewan Distinguished Researcher Award. Please join me in congratulating this awe-inspiring leader, Dr. Carl Gutwin.
Could I now direct your attention to the video screen for a message from the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association?
this will be short. This brings our convocation ceremony for the graduates of Arts and Science and Public Health to a close. And before we close, I just want to draw to your attention, thanks to a few others, of course, to our special honoree, Len Edwards, the honorary degree. But others, I'd like to thank a number of people who deserve a lot of attention. First, Darren Olerking and the University Wind Orchestra. Our vocalist, Angela Urishinen. Our drum group, the Buffalo Boys Productions. Our traditional knowledge keeper, Henry Garapi. Our signer, Tyler Burgess, and of course, the teams from the Convocation Office and the Office of the University Secretary. I hope I've not left anybody out, but all of whom play an important role in making these ceremonies such a great success. Finally now, a very brief word to the graduates. You have studied very hard to earn your degree, and I wish you continued success throughout your lives, both personally and professionally. Congratulations. It's my hope that thanks to your precious experience here, your education has prepared you to meet some of our challenges, such as how to make art that transforms people's perspectives, how to protect a human right, how to write a poem that explains the feelings of loss or joy, how to ensure that food production demands are met for everybody in the world, to just name a few, or perhaps to sum all this up, how to design and work for a more just state. Earning your degree will show you value for a lifetime to come, and the education you have received here from the University of Saskatchewan has prepared you to meet these challenges head on. So I say follow your dreams, because that's where you will find your true passion and success. And in the end, that's what we want for each and every one of you, the graduates of the University of Saskatchewan. Congratulations. Now, for sure, in closing, I ask that you remain at your seats until the platform party has left the stage. Thank you very much. After the music.